federal. But everybody should be involved in this to see that it's not just that peace return was mowed down. A ballet, that's a leader, like a king of a community, was part of the people that lost their life in this mayhem. And then I begin to listen to people that have been speaking to the press. What are they saying? There are a lot of allegations of sabotage in that community. In fact, the kudos to the vigilantes, the hunters, and the youth of that community that try fighting back. But at the end of the day, they were overpowered by the superior weapon of the assailants. But a number of persons have raised concern concerning the way they were disarmed, allegedly, that one of the soldiers came and took away the ammunition that was given to them for security. I'm talking about the vigilantes. Of that, one of the soldiers took away the ammunition that was given to them and the bullets for the sake of servicing. And on the same day that these ammunitions and bullets were taken away from them, then was the same way these assailants, these bandits attacked the community. So I call on the government, I call on the federal government and the state government that a panel of inquiry, an unbiased, fair panel of inquiry be instituted to find out what has happened. Let this very soldier be called to give account. The coincidence is so obvious. Why we are not accusing him directly, but the coincidence is much to wash away that way. So let an independent panel of inquiry be set up. Let's see if there were cases of actual sabotage. Why did it happen on the same day? The day the witch cried, the baby died. So in that case, it has to be investigated because the people are pointing accusing fingers. When they had their gun and their bullets, nobody attacked them. And then on the very day that you took this away for servicing, people were mowed down. Going through Kwara State, throughout the communities, a number of persons, many are so scared. Look at the ballet, for example, that left 2 wives and 6 children. I listened to the comments from one of the widows emanating from this mayhem, complained that she wants to commit suicide. So these are sorry situations, and I must tell you, Debbie, Nigeria has been grounded to a sorry state in terms of insecurity. And the high time the president talked about state policing. Let's talk about community policing. If we can institute state policing, let's see that the people are safe. What's the essence of governance? If not to provide security for the people, these are the basics. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, on that note, we'll be going on a short break, and when we return, we'll give you the newspaper throughout the week.
Hello, I'm Febra Wakoba. I am Chidimi Kemede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Week in Retrospect. Now we'll be diving into the newspapers for today, from this week. Now we're bringing today's newspaper from The Guardian from Monday. Nigerian risks 14.7 billion. Nigerian risks 14.7 billion naira daily loss. Fuel crisis as Dangote Pegasan rift deepens.
All right, so talking about, we've seen the fallout from the crisis between Pegasan and Dangote.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we talked about the nation, what the nation would lose. And would say that the greatest losers in all this are the citizens of Nigeria whose life has been impacted negatively in this week, given that warning strike by Pegasan. They are the greatest losers. You see that when there is no availability of fuel, the cost of transportation seems to increase, right? And then that will affect the food prices in the market. However, in this headline, the CEO of NNPCL has come out to give a figure to what they lost. Given this warning strike, according to him, there was a vessel that they were unable to finish the loading that was supposed to depart the shores of this nation. But owing to the action of Pegasan, they couldn't finish the paperwork to let the ship depart Nigeria. In fact, as it was there, he had to pay additional days, and that at the end of the day impacted or affected the revenue generation. Oil sales of petroleum products and gas were equally affected. Generally, when there is a strike action or industrial action of this way, it generally affects the economy of the nation, and this is no exception, which was why we applaud the federal government for the quick resolution of this issue. Why we call out that if there are no underlying issues beyond the issue of unionizing and Dangote refinery, that they should see to it that this never happens again. Why we say that, yes, every worker has a right to unionize, at the end of the day, let it be seen that Dangote is not infringing on the right of the Nigerian workers, and we call out Dangote. We don't see why Nigerian workers will be laid off and Indians giving preference to replace them, because we did mention that Dangote replaced with over 2,000 Indians in this instance. However, in as much as we commend the federal government for the quick resolution of this issue, they should see to it that this issue doesn't rear its ugly head again. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Now we'll still be taking today's paper from The Guardian, coming from Tuesday. Gas users groan as Pegasan strike crashes power generation exports.
All right, it's still part of what I just said. You know, this is still part of the fallout of the losses from the strike, industrial action, warning strike from Pegasan. You know that affiliate members of Pegasan, other union members as well, were told to lay down their tools. And in that way, the national power generation was unable to meet its quota because of the fact that there was shutdown of gas supply, you understand? So that way you see power was starting to shut down in the nation. So it's part of the fallout, the effect from that warning strike.
Okay. Yes. Now the next paper on Wednesday that says Nigeria at 65, Tinubu hails reform, says worst over, urges unity and optimism. All
right. Happy Independence celebration Nigeria, Nigeria 65, and as is the ritual, we always expect the president to give a presidential broadcast on every 1st October. However, though we're saddened that in this year's celebration, we are unable to meet at the parade ground, Eagle Square, where we will see the fanfare of march passes by our soldiers, our students going out to perform to celebrate that memory of gaining independence, where we hail the victory of our heroes past, their attainment and achievement in getting us independence and setting us on the path to nationhood. In this instance, I may not be able to analyze the president's speech in detail. However, as is the routine, as is the culture, the president has come out in his speech to tell us what to relate their achievements, though there is a lot of analysts who has poo-pooed the presidential speech, but at least the nation is still trudging forward.
Yeah, okay. Now, still speaking on our newspaper for Thursday, in the Guardian headline that says, leaders call for reforms on poverty, insecurity, fostering democracy.
All right, we're still on the